1470 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. You know, we had a story the other day, Robin, and the story indicated that the older you get, the more excited you get when you go to Home Depot. Did you ever hear that?
Exactly.
I
love hardware stores.
So I was in, and I'm not picking on Home Depot. It could have been Lowe's. Could have been one of them. I can't remember where I was, but there was a lock. And it was like a door lock for your front door, and you touched it, and it unlocked. And I said, "Wow, how does it know it's me? You know, how does?" And I guess there's an answer to that. And the guy who knows the answer to that is in the studio. Seth Posner is here. Am I saying your name right, Seth?
Posner.
Seth Posner is here. He is with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. I'm sure you've heard the advertisements on WOCA. We're going to talk about security systems, not only for businesses, but also for us as individuals, and maybe even for your car. The other day, I went out to my car, and for the first time, I never don't lock my car, but the other day, right in the parking lot here, it was unlocked. And I said, well, there's nothing in my car to take anyway. Nobody will want my stuff. I have old junk mail. I got flyers from 5-Star Pizza and things like that. Seth Posner, good morning, Seth. How you doing?
Not too bad. How's everybody doing this morning?
Pretty good. So this is what you do? You put in locks? Do you help a lot of people get locked out of their car?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow.
The amount of phone calls that we receive on a daily basis for people locking their keys in their car, or losing their keys, locking themselves out of their house, I mean, it really does surprise us that it's something that happens regularly without second guessing.
Do you know my son, when he was going to college across the street, he locked his keys in the car. And so I went to a locksmith, and they told me it'd be cheaper to go to the dealer with the VIN number. Is that what it's called, VIN number?
The VIN number,
right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't, because it was hugely expensive. It was like $140 or something to get a key made with that VIN number.
The dealers are definitely charging premium money, and I mean, there's nothing cheap with today's cars on the road. It's very expensive to make keys, and 9 times out of 10, we can save people money by coming to us as opposed to the dealer.
Is that right? And what do you do differently? I mean, do you literally use like one of those things that thieves use?
Slim Jims are definitely a thing of the past.
Oh, really?
They don't work anymore. The older cars, absolutely, you could still use a Slim Jim on an older car, but this new stuff, there's nothing inside of them anymore. Everything is all cable driven.
Wow. So you, when you help somebody with their key stuck in their car, how do you help them? What do? You have a computer or something?
Some occasions we can make a key for the car. Other times, I mean, we do have tools that we can get the cars unlocked.
Wow.
But you know, the Slim Jim, the normal Slim Jim that everybody's used to, that just does not work anymore.
Gosh, how long have you been doing this?
I started when I was a kid, so my dad taught me everything that I know, and I've just taken that to a whole completely different level. And
I'm guessing you've seen your business evolve. We've got cameras everywhere now. We can control things from 1,000 miles away or whatever. Right?
Which makes our industry real fun at the same time of confusing, because there's so much product out there to choose from. It gets overwhelming. But yes, being able to offer the automation, the security, the visions of people coming in or hanging out at your house that you never used to have before just from your cell phone, that it really makes things fun.
Right. So in addition, help me understand what you do completely, because I'm imagining locks. I'm imagining locks on windows and doors, etc. What else do you do?
Pretty much anything in the security industry, anything that has to do with security, I've gotten involved with. I don't limit myself to just cars or houses or businesses. I mean, if it's if there's something that can be done as far as securing a door or giving some added protection, whether it be electronic locks or camera systems. I mean, I've installed some biometric fingerprint readers on businesses.
Really?
We do everything. We'll get involved in some door replacements. It's just the whole word of security that we encompass.
How about horse farms? Do you help with them too? Because sometimes they get broken into, horses get maimed, things like that. How do you help the horse farmer?
I mean, there's definitely different solutions for each application, whether it be a horse farm or just standard business. There's, we go in and we do a security analysis and try to offer the best solution for their needs. And if they're wanting to watch the horses, because we've had some situations where we've installed cameras in the stables to watch the mares being born.
Oh, wow.
It just really comes down to what their needs are as far as what kind of security we can offer them.
So the cameras we have, you installed the cameras here at the radio station?
Yes, we did.
Oh, wow. And the thing you're going to do later on for this computer, that will enable me to be able to see who's at the different doors? Is that right?
That's correct.
All the doors? What do we have? 2 doors, really. 3, but the 2 of them are in the same spot.
Correct, yeah. The camera on the back will be able to see who's coming up to those doors. Then, of course, the front door camera will see that.
And this big green button, that was your job?
The big green button was mine also.
So for those who don't know, there's a big green button next to me that wasn't there for most of the time we've been here, and that opens up the back door.
We could call it the eject button, but yes.
The eject button. Yeah.
Like James Bond.
So let's say, I'm right now at my house. Do I need anything more than just my key to open up my door, or is that up to me? And how do you figure out what I need, or how do I figure out what I need?
It really comes down to the personal preference as far as what you're looking for as the homeowner, and then we'll take that and help you decide what you're looking for. I had a lady call the other day that started talking to me about electronic locks, and then she migrated back into just getting the locks rekeyed on her house. Once I got out there and started talking to her, we went ahead and put an electronic lock on her front door. This way, all she has to do is come home and press her 4-digit code to get in.
Right.
When she leaves, she presses one button, the door locks automatically. And we have it set to a 30-second relock time, so she never has to worry about whether that door is locked.
Wow.
What happens when the power goes out? Do you have to do some kind of code to reset everything?
Great question. It's 4 AA batteries.
Oh, really?
So you're not hard power on anything. If you get in the habit of once a year, change those batteries. But typically those locks will run a couple years without having to change the batteries.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, the lock I described in my opening, where I just touched it and I saw the bolt go back in or go back out, that obviously was set up to have anybody's finger, but is that normally, if I had it at my house, it would be designed to just know my finger?
Correct. We would just program it for your finger only.
Wow, what is it actually detecting?
It's detecting the fingerprint itself on those type of locks.
Wow, and it doesn't look like a different lock. It has a normal keyhole.
That's the beauty with today's locks in the market is they've kept everything very cosmetically pleasing. They've kept everything simple with state-of-the-art technology in it. So yes, we can program in Robin's fingerprint, your fingerprint, Joe's fingerprint, and so and then nobody else could get through that lock.
What if Uncle Johnny decides he wants to spend a week with me, and I say, oh gosh, okay, well you're gonna have to be able to let yourself in and out of the house. I'm not going to be here all the time. I can't give you a key because I don't have one. Can I program it so Uncle Johnny has?
That's a great question. If you're going with a dual combination lock, then it would have fingerprint and a code. So at that point, you can go ahead and program the code for him.
Oh,
and then when he gets to the house,
so he doesn't get the cool finger thing.
Nope. He's going old school with just a code.
I don't want him to have that.
Or you can go really fun with it and just hook it up to your Wi-Fi. And then all you have to do is log in through your network, and you can open the door remotely from your cell phone when he gets there.
How about
well, that's even better.
When you put a security system in, do you do motion security sometimes? And if you do, how do you accommodate that for pets that are running around the house so you're not bothered with the sirens going off and things like that?
Well, as far as security systems, if you're home, then you have 2 functions to the alarm system. You have a stay function and an away function. A stay function will turn off the motion detectors, so you can have the perimeter secured, and then you don't have to worry about walking around or the pets walking around. And it'd be the same application if you were leaving the house and you wanted to leave your pets roaming free. There's motion detectors that we can put in there that are pet immune motion detectors. So if the pet is, say, 20 pounds, then we would just go with a higher grade motion detector to allow that that animal to walk through the house.
And who does it alert? The police or you or both?
It does not alert me. I don't want that aggravation.
Well, the homeowner. Who does it alert when it goes off? Who gets called?
If it's set up for monitoring, it's going to go to our central station. And then the central station at that point will call you to verify if the signal is actually a real signal or if you set it off by accident. And then they'll dispatch the police if it was a real signal.
Oh, wow. Are they designed also for the I've fallen, I can't get up people?
Absolutely. There's definitely medical alerts built into them. You can do a medical alert built into the alarm system, or you can do an independent medical alert system.
Wow, that is really great.
And you supply those also, the medical alert systems themselves?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, how do we know that you're not spying on us? How do we know that you're not saying, "Oh, she's cute"? You won't be doing that to me, but I mean, if I was a pretty young woman, I'd be worried. Or if I had a daughter, and put it this way,
Yeah.
I'd be worried. They're gonna, be checking out my daughter.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there a way
Cameras
to
everywhere.
is there a way to know that that's not going to happen?
As far as my company is concerned,
Well, not necessarily your company, but I mean somebody hacking is what I mean, like a
as far-
boyfriend or something.
Oh, kind of like the Blue Cross thing where everybody hacked the database from it.
Yeah.
Anything is obviously capable of being hacked, and it just depends on what security features you have on your own network, if it's tied into the network. For a basic house, you're really not going to, the only thing you might be accessing is going to be the internet portion of it, and then that's where the security settings come in on the router that you have hooked up. As far as the digital camera systems, that comes into us having the knowledge and the desire to offer the best security, which we're going to do. So we're going to come in and we're going to install the digital camera system. Each camera at that point is going to have a password and a username and password, and then we're going to go in and we're going to change that username and password. There was just an article that was released about somebody that had apparently had more time on his hands than he knew what to do with. So he was able to hack, I think, 80,000 or 100,000 cameras nationwide.
Wow.
And that was just because people that installed the cameras didn't change the usernames and passwords. So it was still set to the factory defaults.
Oh my goodness! So we got some nuts out there.
So we can watch our own inside of the houses when we're away, like from our laptop or our phone or something
Absolutely.
like that?
Well, I'd probably be too annoying to you to be like riding with you all day, but I'd love to see what you do. That would be so cool. I mean, to see the different things people ask you. I mean, the types of security options you give them. We need to take a little break. And we'll be right back. If you have a question, by the way, for Seth Posner at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, he's here right now to ask that question. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll start out with periods of rain this morning, then clouds will break for some sun this afternoon as it becomes windy and somewhat cooler. Highs will range from the low 60s in the northernmost part of the zone to 71 in the southernmost part. And mainly clear, breezy, and colder tonight with lows ranging from 38 in a few inland spots to 52 along the coast. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high between 62 and 66. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
All right, 11 minutes before 10 o'clock. Robert, remember the day we had the story about every 8 seconds there's a lion killing an animal in Africa or something like that. Remember, it's like every 8 seconds, wow, another one just got killed. Wow, another one just got killed. And Seth was just saying, that every day, in Ocala, I mean, your office, every day there's somebody locking their keys in their car. So think about the whole country. Oh, somebody's locked right now. Somebody's locked out. Somebody's locked out. I have what is the chip or whatever it is inside of a key that makes it so expensive? What does that actually do?
Great question. That's the transponder that was put into the keys, and the transponder actually shuts down the fuel injection of the vehicle. So it's the anti-theft system to the vehicle.
Oh, really?
So without that being programmed, the car won't start.
Which is why you can no longer just make a key at a locksmith the way you would do like a house key.
Correct.
Are house keys now being equipped with them as well?
There are keys out there that and you find them more in the commercial market that have some kind of a computer chip in them. But majority of the stuff out in today's market for houses, it's still just a standard, inexpensive key.
Does that ever wear out, that little chip?
We have seen some vehicles that the chip just loses its programming, and which is a real odd scenario because most of these chips are an embedded chip that gets programmed to the vehicle.
Okay. So it's not like you could walk through a metal detector and have it erased or something like that?
No, it's not like a mag stripe on your credit card or driver's license.
Guess what? If it sinks in the water, is it still protected? Yeah.
You have two functions now to the keys. You have the keys that have the integrated remote controls, and then you have the keys that are just the key. And if it's got the integrated remote control, if you walk through the ocean, yes, you're going to fry the circuitry as far as the unlocking feature to it. But as far as the key still starting your vehicle, it'll still start the vehicle.
Can you open your door using your phone? Because you know how you can pay things now by just tapping your phone at a retail outlet?
With some of these locks that are coming out, as long as some of the companies are offering a subscription-based service, you hook it up to their servers and to your Wi-Fi, and then yes, you can use your phone to unlock it. Then there's just a handful of locks that you still can be hooked up to the Wi-Fi, to the Z-Wave functionality, and you can use your phone without a subscription base.
So for me, and I guess guys like me who have just a key, a lot of stuff that you do is cool, but for you, you've seen it a long time already. But is there anything that to you is new and cool and exciting? Is there anything out there that's happening right now?
That's an interesting question because every day our market is changing. Every day I'm seeing advertisements for new hardware that's coming out on the market for the consumer and for the commercial. It's really hard to pinpoint just one item because the market is changing so rapidly right now.
Wow. Seth Posner is here, and Seth, you have a phone call, so let's take that call. If you'll put the headset on, you'll be able to hear the caller. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
If you can hear me, then you'll hear the caller. Good morning. You're on the air with Seth Posner. Thank you for calling.
Hello?
Hey, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to know what the latest is in school securities. Wondering what's available for, let's say, for teachers to wear or have on them in the event of an emergency where they need immediate assistance by the school security or someone to come to the assistance, whether it be a medical issue, a safety issue. And I'm wondering if you know of what's the latest out there for school systems and teachers and administration.
That's a very good question. And actually, it comes down to the schools themselves, the districts on the local level. Then it comes down to the schools on the state level. I know that there's constant battle back and forth from the states, from the local level about having the money to be able to improve the security. There's a lot of stuff being integrated right now, specifically for classrooms, for lockdown features. If something were to happen, as far as a button to press, that also comes down to the integration side of what the school is willing to spend the money on. We've seen a little bit of movement on the local side that they're starting to run wires. They're starting to integrate some applications to accomplish that security feature, but there's not a lot of movement right now, and that's just mainly because they don't have the funds to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that this really needs to be one of the priorities so that all can feel safe and that assistance can be given, rather than somebody have to get on their phone or press the wall. I mean, if they can't even get to that wall button, and there are a lot of remote areas in schools or in hallways where those buttons aren't even available. So, I'm certainly hoping that our local system and systems in the area will, really investigate that. There was an episode, several months ago that occurred in the school, and, that was my first thought. If that teacher had something to immediately hit so that assistance could have been gotten right away, it certainly would have been helpful for everyone involved.
Yeah. Good thoughts, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lauren. So when we have, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought, Robin.
AA Lock Dock and security isn't just limited to Marion County either. You go past county lines.
We definitely go past county lines. Actually, I've got a truck this morning out in Citrus County.
Oh, really?
So we go all over.
Oh, I just remember what I was going to say. When I lived in Hollywood, California for a month, but when I lived there, it was a bad neighborhood. I guess Hollywood is for rich people and poor people. I was the poor people. And I was in a bad, and the landlord showed me how to work. There was 5 locks. It was one of 6 if you count the one on the doorknob itself. And they were all like deadlocks. And he said, don't lock them all. Lock like the first one, the 5th one. Because when somebody's picking your lock, this was in the 70s, by the way. So this is how long ago this was. But when somebody's picking up, they don't know if they're locking it or unlocking it. And I was like, wow, where did I move to? What is this place? And so I'm wondering about this, because I thought, when I looked at this, I thought, if somebody really wanted to break in here, this is a kickable door. You could kick this door open. All 5 of those deadlocks wouldn't do much. So do you have something that would actually make the door less penetratable? Or is this just all about the locks?
It really comes down to the way the door was installed and the hardware that's getting installed on the door. We see it all too many times where people will take and build these $1 million mansions, beautiful houses. They go exquisite with everything that they're installing, putting in the tile, the floor, just everything in the house. And then when it comes to the hardware, they're going with the cheapest hardware that they can put on.
Oh, wow.
They'll get these $1,000 doors and put a $50 lock on it.
Oh, wow.
My.
And we see it all too much.
Mm-hmm. And do they accept your suggestions when they call you out when they have a problem?
Sometimes yes, a lot of times no, and that's because people have the misconception that a lock is going to give them the security, and that's a partially true statement. A lock is as good as what is being installed on. So if you have a great door,
okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a nice solid core door or a fiberglass door, and you install a $20 lock on it. Well, your weak point at that point is going to be the lock. Somebody, yes, could kick through that lock. It's not designed for the abuse.
Or like one of those windows right next to the doorknob. You could break that glass, reach around, and open it up from the inside.
Correct.
I
So,
guess.
we go for appearance and aesthetics over security these days.
Yeah. So if we were to call you, would you give us an evaluation and check us? I don't like the house, the business. You can give us some ideas on what we could do.
Absolutely. We go in, we'll do a free security analysis. There's a lot of things that we can talk to you about over the phone and give you suggestions on over the phone, but when it comes down to the actual hardware or the actual cameras to be installed, that's where we'll come out. We'll do a free security analysis. We'll make sure that what you're asking for is actually going to give you the best security and the best protection.
And is there any additional security information you can tell us about a car? You wouldn't change the locks on a car, would you?
You wouldn't change the locks on a car, not like you would with rekeying the locks on your house when you purchase it. A car is definitely going to give you the security that you're looking for. You buy a used car, and chances are people are going to keep a key, but they're going to throw that key out when they get rid of it.
Do you put alarms on cars?
I don't install alarms on cars.
Okay, just on houses and businesses?
Correct.
Okay. So how do we get a hold of you? What's your number?
Our phone number is 867-1965.
Okay, and you've done a great job here. This is an awesome system that you put in here.
Well, thank you.
And now I'm going to be able to see it regularly on this computer, right?
Correct.
All right, so let's see. Seth Posner, let's see. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 352-867-1965. And do you want to give out your address?
The address is 219 Northwest 10th Street. It's right behind the U-Haul dealership off of 441 and Highway 27.
Oh, I know exactly where you are. Okay, and the website?
is aalockdoc.com.
Okay, excellent. And all of that information, by the way, is already on the WOCA guest lists. If you go look at today's date, you'll see Seth's name at 9:35 and all of the contact information. Thank you, Seth. That was great.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. A hack attack at health insurer Anthem. The company says many current and former customers had their info stolen.